Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Christine from the Greater Kitchener-Waterloo Chamber of Commerce. I thank you for joining us today. Our presentation is how to generate local customers from Google. If you have any questions, there will be a Q&A at the end. So today our presenter is Chris Johnson from Connection Incorporated. Welcome, Chris. You can start anytime.
Right on. Thank you very much. And again, Christy, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be part of another event with you guys. So can you hear me okay?
I can hear great, yeah.
Okay, great. And we are going to be getting into somewhat technical content, so I did just want to reiterate that if you have any questions about digital marketing in general, or specifically the strategy that we're going to cover here today, answer those or put those into the Q&A panel, and I'll make sure that you get the answers to your questions. So specifically what we're going to be doing here today, and I'm just going to shrink this so that I can get rid of this control panel. I'm one of those interesting nerds that can only do one thing at a time. So if I see the questions coming up on the right and the slides on the left, I'll get, I don't want to say confused, but I'll lose track, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and we will answer all of your questions at the end of the event. All right, so this is how to leverage front page rankings and social proof into more customers in your business. And I've got a special for you at the end of the event, and I'll just kind of fast forward for you. What we've done is we've set aside a half-hour free consultation to anybody that's on the webinar as a bonus for the chamber. We'll go on and look at your website and actually give you a document that shows you all the things that need to be fixed, and then an explanation of how to fix each of those items. So while I'm going through the content with you here today, you're going to be getting some technical information. And the reason that I wanted to let you know that that's available up front is because sometimes people get overwhelmed with technology and they think, I don't know how to do that, so this strategy won't work for me. And I just want you to know that you can get results, and you can get the end result without being a technical person or without having to pay for anything, which I think is important as well. So we've got all of that. Now, there are some very important things that are happening in the world of marketing right now. And I think pretty much everybody here probably understands that Google and Facebook have really kind of taken over our society. I mean, when you have a question in today, you normally go to Google and search for the answer. And our customers and clients have started to take that exact same path when they're looking for a product or a service. And so what we're doing from a very high level, what I'm going to teach you how to do here today, is how to get your local business to show up in front of people that are using Google to search for your products and services. And then I'm going to show you how to use social proof, which is online ratings and reviews, to showcase your business as the best possible option in your category. So when people are looking to buy, they see your business as the most reputable in the industry, and it makes you the obvious first choice for them to do business with. So it doesn't sound that complicated. There's some website stuff we've got to do and some online marketing stuff we've got to do in order to get that result, but it is definitely worth the effort. And to kind of showcase that to you, what I've done is just taken some screenshots of some testimonials that have been left for me online. So the first one up in the top left-hand corner is from Jason Scott. He's a mortgage broker. If you skip through there, the second line says, the SEO and review program Chris and his team run for me has generated about 20% of my total revenue year to date. In the last week, I've met with 2 new sets of clients and have completed a sale with a third. My return on investment is running at 358% year to date. Now, he is one of our paying clients, but I'm still going to show you here today how to get the end result without paying for our service. If you want to do it on your own, that's, I'm kind of known for that with my webinars and with my live presentations. I always give everything up front. There's nothing left behind the curtain. It's just pure workable content for you that will actually get you results. Now, the testimonial on the right that you're seeing up here at the top, and we'll go through these quickly, I wanted to put that in there because this is from a Kitchener business, or a business in Kitchener. It's called Lush Woodcraft, and they do this beautiful handmade custom reclaimed wood furniture. And they started doing business with us just coming up on a couple of years ago. And so she left a review on our Facebook page. Chris and his team are amazing. In just the past 2 weeks, he has brought our company $50,000 in sales from Google advertising, not to mention the other sales we get from Facebook, Instagram, and Kijiji. So thrilled with everything. And then the final testimonial on our page is from James Lowen. Last year, we increased our business by 48% more mortgage deals as a result of our SEO, pay-per-click, and online marketing campaigns with Chris and Connection Incorporated. We're now the #1 rated mortgage brokerage in Canada, which is quite a feather in the cap. And this year, he was actually rated the #1 mortgage brokerage in Canada, and that's, as a part of that is a result of him doubling his business because of the online marketing that we're helping him to do. So I wanted to share with you the results that some people are getting from leveraging this strategy to motivate you to get through the technical stuff that we're about to go through. So if you want more customers, specifically in today's marketplace, you have to get this. Google has gotten incredibly intelligent in a very short period of time. So this is a blog post from October 25th, 2010 from the Google Latitude Longitude blog. And in this blog post, they state, research shows that 97% of people conduct research online before buying locally. Now, at the time when that was published, I thought, well, that's a little bit hyperbole. I don't think 97% of people actually have an internet connection, right? Like, there's not that many people out there searching for products and services, but it is certainly the majority of customers that go online to do a search before they buy something. But in 2010, Google was very forward-thinking, saying, hey, we've got local people in local marketplaces that want to buy products from local businesses. And at that time, back in 2010, their search engine would only show businesses that had really good search engine optimization. So if I was searching for, let's say, a custom wood table, and I typed in reclaimed wood furniture into Google, Google would show me a company from Texas, per se, that had the best SEO for that specific key phrase. And Google started to figure out, hey, that's not relevant because me, the searcher, or the person who wants to buy the thing or spend money with a local business, I don't want to do business with somebody in Texas. I want to do business with somebody in Kitchener, right? So they changed the way that their search engine works, and they started following us. So now when you do a Google search on your phone, they look at your GPS, and when you do a search on your computer, they look at your IP address to determine where you are, and then they change the search results based on your location. Now, it's gotten a lot more advanced since then, and Google, and we're going to get into this in the presentation in just a minute here, but to give you a little bit of a hint, Google has now tapped into artificial intelligence. And what that means is that they can determine purchase intent through what somebody types into a search engine. So Google now knows what phrases for your specific products and services actually trigger people that are looking to buy right now. And they have changed their search engine to show local businesses on those phrases that have purchase intent. So, and that change has happened in the last 4 months. So what we're doing is taking advantage of those changes to show you to people in your local marketplace that are ready to buy right now. Now, showing up on the front page isn't the most important part. It's important, but it's not the whole puzzle, right? So if 97% of your customers are using Google to find local businesses, that's just their option. So when you show up on the front page, you just become one of the options for that customer. Now, the search engines need to feature local businesses, so they're using these 3-packs. And you can see on the screen that there's 3 businesses when somebody types in Burlington Mortgage Broker or whatever buyer phrase they're using to search for a business. Google's selecting 3 businesses out of that local marketplace to show at the top of the mobile search results and to show on the desktop. Now, if you're in that 3-pack, that's great because you're going to get traffic, you're going to get in front of local customers, but that's not going to get them to convert. That's not what actually turns them into customers. The thing that actually turns them into customers is the online ratings and reviews. And we'll go back to that slide for just a second. If you look at the search results that are up on this page, you can see that our client, James Lowen, who you saw the testimonial from, he has 141 ratings and reviews, and his next closest competitor has 12. The next one down, the third one, has 0 ratings and reviews. So if you're somebody out there that's looking to make a purchase decision and to spend your hard-earned money with a company, which one are you logically going to choose off the front page of Google? Well, they're already reputable because Google selected them to be on the front page, and now you see an overwhelming amount of social proof for that business. So that is what gets the majority of the phone calls. It's the ranking combined with the ratings and reviews. And reviews are very powerful. Studies are now showing us, this is a study from Bright Local, 88% of customers now trust online reviews more than a personal recommendation, which is crazy. If you think about that, that means that people trust those reviews on the front page of Google more than they trust a referral from, say, a friend or a family member or a neighbor in today's world, which is just incredible. And if you think about it, it just makes sense. Like Amazon, TripAdvisor, Google, Facebook, they all show real reviews from real people as part of their business listings. Amazon features them on the front page. TripAdvisor has them with every single booking that you can make through that site. Google is showcasing them on the front page of Google. They're very important. So the second part of this equation is tapping into 88% of people that are now using reviews to decide who they give their money to, and that's ultimately their choice. So if you want more customers, just show up on the front page with more reviews than your competition. It's that simple. Now, from 30,000 feet, it is a very simple marketing process. Now, the technical part of it is what's difficult and what stops people from getting the results, because there's a bunch of techie stuff that has to happen on your website in order for Google to put you in the category of a business that they want to showcase on the front page, and that's what you're getting today. I'm going to show you the technical know-how of what you need to do in order to show up in those search results so that you can get these customers that are, currently on the front page. I mean, we had a florist that we ended up doing business with in their local marketplace, and they were literally astounded. They could not believe the amount of search traffic that was happening in their marketplace for people that were looking for florists online. They figured people just knew and called. And the real truth of the matter is the businesses that are, scaling and doing heavy growth in the local business space really kind of have to tap in to this local search marketing stuff, and I want that to be you. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you the opportunity, showing you how to take advantage in your local marketplace. Then I'm going to give you clarity by showing you exactly what to focus on. And the reason why I've added that as part of the presentation is because when it comes to online marketing, there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of information in the local marketing space that's just outright false. People are teaching things that don't work, that are completely outdated, that just it's bad advice, and you end up spending a lot of time and money investing in things that aren't ultimately going to get you the results. So I'm going to give you clarity and just give you the very simple step-by-step things that you need to do to get results so that you can know you can just ignore everything else. Then I'm going to give you certainty, because a couple of those steps are technical. I'm going to help you over the overwhelm by giving you a layout of exactly how to do the steps in order to get the results. And then I'm going to give you simplicity by showing you how to focus on the things that work and giving you the opportunity to have it done for you. Now, there's no heavy pitch at the end of the event. You can book one of the free consultations, and then if you ask at the end of the consultation, you can find out about our products and services, but there's no heavy sales pitch here, all right? So this is important. The game has changed in a very good way, and we just talked about this a little bit, but Google has turned its search results over to AI machines. So you may have heard that Google has developed this artificial intelligence algorithm. It's called essentially a brain, and when they apply it to search, they call it a rank brain. And it's been able to, well, figure out how to drive a car. It's figured out how to beat the world chess champion in chess 3 times in a row. It's this incredible new learning mechanism that Google has figured out how to automate. And that technology, that artificial intelligence search, is what is determining how people come to a local business in a local marketplace. So when you look at purchase intent, Google has access to Google Analytics, and they track through phone calls and through web forms what searches end up turning into leads in a local business. And by applying artificial intelligence to that data that they have from Google Analytics, they've been able to determine which search phrases are actually driving the customers in a marketplace. And when that happens, Google is now showing this 3-pack. Now, the other thing that's really important about this is that it used to be a 7-pack. And when they made this switch over to artificial intelligence, they shortened it from 7 local businesses that were showing up on the front page to 3 local businesses that were showing up on the front page. And what that means is that they've eliminated over 50% of your competition from those search results. So when you get ranked in this 3-pack, it's even more powerful for you today. And when we start with customers, and when we started with this specific customer, they weren't even in the top 20 pages. And in less than 120 days, we had them ranked in the number 2 position for mortgage broker Setauket, or Setauket mortgage lender. And the reason why that's important is simply because this change to artificial intelligence is so new, and there's so few people doing it. When you give Google what it wants as far as information on your website, you move very quickly in the rankings, and it can become a pretty significant business driver for you in a very short period of time. So SEO used to be a process where you would have to invest a year or years of time in order to see a result, and it's just not that way anymore because Google really is hungry for this local information. Now, you may look at that screenshot and say, wait a minute, you're in the number 2 position in the 3-pack and in the number 1 organic position, but the client has less reviews than somebody is in the number 3 spot. So how does that work? Shouldn't the company that has more ratings and reviews show up higher? Well, that's not necessarily the case. So how are we ranking above somebody with more reviews? The key to that is website optimization. So your website is the foundation that all of your marketing sits on top of. So if you want to rank on the front page of Google, you have to optimize your website. Now, the bad news is this is a technical process. The good news is you really only have to do this one time and do all the heavy lifting, and then after that you just update your site on a monthly basis as you add new content to it. Now, these are all of the main things that you need to do on your website. Yes, there are other things that you can do to optimize your website, but they're not going to give you the results that these things are going to give you. So before we get into this conversation about how to overhaul your website, and I would be really interested to hear what everybody has to say about this. Let me know in the chat panel if you have a website, if you just bought a template website, if you've developed your own website. I'm really interested in the small business community and how you put your website out there, because there's lots of different options, and I always like to see kind of where people are finding their solutions for their website. So if you could just type into the chat and let me know if you have a website, what your website is, and where you got it from. That would be interesting for me to look at, and that way, if you decide to get the free consultation at the end of the webinar, I can put together a real customized analysis of your site if I know who built it, who hosts it, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, your website is made up of 2 things, and that's why I'm interested in that, because the first thing is what everybody focuses on, and that's what your website looks like, the graphics design, right? And on every website, there are 2 parts, traffic and conversion. So the graphics design of your website is the conversion portion. When people get to your website, what are they going to see? How easy is it to find your phone number and call you right away? How many people are going to fill out web forms on the site? And how well does that website represent your brand and your business and your customers and what you're all about? That's where people spend 90 to 95% of their effort. Now, that's all about conversion and what people are going to do and how they're going to convert when they get to your website because of what it looks like. Now, here's the rub. most small business owners that aren't on the front page of Google don't get any traffic, so their website doesn't do anything for them. It's just basically an online glossy brochure that doesn't generate any actual customers, because all of the focus has been put on what it looks like and not on getting customers to the website, right? So everybody looks at the first half and forgets about the second half. So if you want to drive traffic, which is just as important as conversion, you need to look at the code behind your website, not the graphics design, but what the website looks like to Google. Because remember, Google's a machine, it's a robot, right? It doesn't actually see the graphics design as to how your website looks. All it can do is read the code, and every time a Google search happens where a customer is looking to purchase from your business, Google goes out and looks for all of the relevant businesses in your category, in your local marketplace, and tries to determine who the local expert is that's going to give the best purchase experience or user experience to the client, okay? Now, if you haven't done your meta title tag, your meta description, your sitemap and your header tag, and your image optimization, the top 5 things that I have on this list, when Google says, okay, I've got somebody that wants to buy, a custom wood boardroom table. Okay, just for example's sake, we'll stay with Lush Woodcraft for this example. Somebody goes to Google and types in, find me a custom boardroom table manufacturer or custom boardroom table company. Right? Google says, okay, this person is ready to buy something based on the search phrase that they've put in. I need to show 3 businesses on the front page. Let's go out and find the most reputable business in Kitchener to give this person their service. So when they come to your website, your meta title tag, which is the main title tag on your website that tells Google what your website is about, if that says custom furniture, that tells Google that you're in the right category to fulfill that need for that client. Now, when I do these website overhauls, roughly 90% of the small business websites that I look at have a blank title tag on the home page of their website. And what that means is that when Google says, hey, I've got customers looking for your business, what do? Your website responds with nothing. There's no information to tell Google that you want that client or customer. So the main title tag is very important to tell Google what main category that you're in. So in our, for our mortgage clients, you've seen 2 mortgage customers that we have in our business on the front page. When we do the main title tag, we do area name mortgage broker. And as long as Google knows where they're located and that they're a mortgage broker, that artificial intelligence is smart enough to put them into all of the other categories that have purchase intent for mortgages. So you need to brainstorm out what your main category is going to be on Google and make sure that your main meta title tag on your website matches with the area that you're in and the customer that you want to generate from Google or Yahoo or MSN, but we're going to talk about Google because that's going to drive 90% of your customers. Now, the meta description is just simply a larger explanation for Google as to all of the different categories that you service within your main category. So for a mortgage broker, they do second mortgages, they do refinances, they do first-time home buyers, they do debt consolidation, all of those things. For the custom furniture manufacturer, they do bar stools, they do countertops, they do custom chairs, right? So in your business, brainstorm out all of the items that you sell, and you list all of those items in the meta description. And what that gives Google is a list of all of the different products that they can show you for when people are looking to buy them locally on Google. Your sitemap is a blueprint, and it's just like building a house, right? So when you go to build a house for the first time, before you can break ground, you got to go down to City Hall, get your permit, and have the architect draw up the drawings so that City Hall knows where everything is going to be in the house. Well, Google is the exact same. They have to organize all of this information. And if they don't have a blueprint of your website, they don't know where to find anything. It's confusing for the search engine, so they won't rank you. All a sitemap is a blueprint of all the different pages that are on your site, where Google can find them, and what information is contained on them. And you can, this is a free tool, just go to Google and type in free sitemap tool, and if you just punch your website into the first tool that comes in on Google, and they will generate a sitemap for you. Go to Google Webmaster Tools, which is a free tool, and upload that file. And then Google has the blueprint to your website and can feed it into its search engine to give you more traffic and give you more customers, right? Now, header tags and image optimization, we'll go through these really quickly in the interest of time. A header tag is simply each page on your website. So think of every page on your website as an opportunity to capture more traffic in a different niche or a different set of searches that are happening for your products or services. So in the example of the furniture manufacturer, if you do boardroom tables, you want one page on your website that is specific to boardroom tables. If you do custom chairs, you want another page on your website that's dedicated just to custom chairs. And inside each of those pages, you've got a specific title tag, a specific description, and a specific header tag. Now, image optimization is one of these funny or interesting tips that we do on all the websites that we overhaul, because most of our competitors name all the images on their websites image1.jpg, image2.jpg. What we do is we look at the image and take a keyword from the campaign that relates to that image, and we name the image on the website the keyword that we are ranking for on that specific page. And it gives us one more cue than our competitors in the local marketplace that Google can pick up on to rank us above them in the search engine rankings. And we'll go through the rest of this stuff really quick. You need to analyze the content on your site. If you've had somebody else develop your website for you and you were not part of the copywriting process, you have to go to copyscape.com, put in your website, and double check and make sure that there's no duplicate content on your website. That's one trick that, well, I don't want to call it a trick, that's the wrong language, but some web development companies, in order to save time and money when they're developing a site, will just use the same content over and over again. And that generates for you a duplicate content penalty from Google, which basically says, hey, this website is trying to copy another website, it doesn't deserve ranking in our search engine. The other thing that you need to analyze is your site load time. So Google wants your site to load in kind of like 3 to 4 seconds. And any longer than that, you're going to have a really high bounce rate on your traffic. People aren't going to stay in your site, and eventually your rankings will fall off. So you go to tools.pingdom.com, punch in your website, and it will tell you how long it takes for your website to load, and you can tell whether or not you need to address that. Most often, it's just an email that goes to your hosting provider that says, hey, my site load times are a little bit long. I'd like to go to a dedicated server, or can you fix this for me? And they're normally able to get you on a server that has enough bandwidth for you to be able to serve your site faster. Okay, so the other thing is mobile compatibility, and we're going to get into that in just a second, so we'll hop right through here, because the second half of your website is mobile, right? So if you look at Google, they are actually featuring their own internet that is specific to mobile search. So when you do a search on a mobile phone, you're actually getting a different Google than the Google that shows up when you do a search on a desktop computer. And if you do not have a mobile version of your website, you will not show up in the mobile search results at all, and you are technically penalized on the desktop rankings because of your lack of mobile friendliness. So you need a mobile website. And the other part of that that's really important is that roughly 50% of all online traffic right now is happening on mobile phones. So 50% of your future customers are using mobile to do a search for your products and services. And we see this analytically in our business because we track all of our customers' leads and stats to help them understand internet marketing and where the results are coming from. And in some cases, over 50% of the leads that we're generating are people that have Googled for the product and service on a mobile phone, that have seen the front page ranking in the 3-pack with more reviews than a competitor, and they've clicked the one-touch dial button on the front page of mobile Google, and they've called the business, became a lead, became a customer, and never even visited the website. How crazy is that? So you're actually, by taking advantage of mobile and taking advantage of a front page ranking with ratings and reviews, you're actually able to siphon off traffic that doesn't even need your website to be able to convert. They'll do business with you just by the virtue of the fact that you're on the front page of Google on their mobile phone and you've got more ratings and reviews than your competitors. It's just a phenomenally powerful tool. So to find out if your website is mobile friendly, go to cwjstone.com/mobile-tool. That will forward you over to Google's tool. You can just do a simple Google search for mobile tool test or mobile friendly test, and it'll take you to this page. You punch in your website address. If you get the green awesome note, that's great. You've got a mobile website, or your page is, your website is mobile friendly, and you're good to go. If you get this red message that says not mobile friendly, you've got some work to do. And I recommend that you just talk to your website provider and get what's called a responsive design. And all that does is it changes your website to fit within a mobile screen. So it adjusts your website based on the size of the screen that's looking at it. It's not a 100% mobile solution, but it will get you past Google's friendliness test and get you into that mobile traffic. And yes, you can get results even if you have no rank or have struggled to rank before. So if you've tried search engine optimization previously, this is completely different than what was happening 4 months ago. It's a brand new opportunity. And you can get incredible traffic that converts on mobile if you act now. So that's very important. Now, let's get into the clarity of things. Keyword selection is very important, and you're starting to get the flavor of how this whole system works. You put the keywords that you want to rank for on your website, on a specific page on your website, and then you drive links to that content so that you can rank. Now, this is really cool. I wanted to show you how this purchase intent works in today's world. So if you go out and you do a search for a general topic query about your business, and you don't look specifically for a product or service, but you just look for general news, or you just look for information, or you look for something broad where Google would say, okay, this person's not looking to buy something right now, they're just interested in this topic. We've seen this in the fishing industry, we've seen this in the weight loss industry, we see it in the mortgage industry, in the furniture niche, in the, all of the different used cars. There's all kinds of different niches that we're on the front page for, where we've done this research and seen purchase intent. So to give you an example of that, if you look at the phrase mortgage rates, when I go out and do that search, look at the search results. There's no 3-pack. There's no local businesses that are featured, and Google is featuring news sites and mortgage-based news sites that are giving information about mortgage rates. So Google has told us that mortgage rates isn't normally converting people into customers, so they're not showing the 3-pack. Now, this is very relevant for the mortgage industry because that is the most heavily trafficked search phrase online. So when you go to an SEO company or a pay-per-click company, they all say, hey, we've got to have a majority of our campaign focused on the phrase mortgage rates because it has the most amount of traffic. Well, it is true that it has the most amount of traffic, but it doesn't have the most conversions. It doesn't have the most customers, and that's where they go wrong, and you end up spending a lot of time and money headed in the wrong direction because you haven't looked at what's actually generating the conversions. Now, take that phrase and flip it to a buyer keyword, which is mortgage broker. So this shows us this isn't somebody that's just searching to find out what the mortgage rates are. This is somebody that's looking for a mortgage broker in a local marketplace. They're much more likely to become a paying customer for a mortgage broker. So Google changes the way that the front page looks to feature mortgage brokers in the 3-pack at the very top of the page. And this works on mobile the same as it does on desktop. And in most cases on the mobile phones, the 3-pack is showing up above the ads that you see at the top as well. So they're truly giving it 100% organic placement on those search results, which is really cool. So that shows you how Google's feeding the customers into your business just using purchase intent and that 3-pack. And your keywords determine the quality of your customers. And ultimately, what gets measured gets managed, and what you effectively manage grows. And what I mean by that is that you've got to be, or you've got to have a company that's in tune enough to know what you're selling, how you're selling it, and who you're selling it to, so that they don't get wrapped up trying to drive the wrong traffic just because it's traffic. What we want for you is conversions, and you can do that by tracking. So I use a tool called serpbook.com. What it does is it tracks your rankings on all the different key phrases, and deeper in the analytics, it shows you how much traffic is coming from each of those search phrases, and then how many conversions are being generated from that traffic. So you can see at the end of the month, okay, here's all my rankings, here's all the different key phrases where I'm on the front page, here's how much traffic that's generated, and here's how many leads we've generated in the business. And what that gives you is a true picture of how much volume you're doing and what your return on investment is for your online marketing. And it's very important that you track it, because you technically need to have a positive ROI on your online marketing every month. It's just like any other marketing that you do in your business. So you don't have to use SERPbook, even though I recommend it. You can track your rankings on a spreadsheet by just doing Google searches and punching them into a spreadsheet. You can use a tool called SERPsuite, freshmetrics.com, or serpbook.com. They all do the same thing. They all give you the same information. And it's important to watch your rankings over time to make sure that the optimization that you're doing is helping move your website up overall, month over month, every month. Now, certainty, our third point here. Remember that overwhelm is the #1 thing that keeps people from success here. So just a quick story about myself. I used to drive the majority of my traffic through paid. So back in 2006, 7, 8, 9, up until Google went local with their search engine, my main driver of business was coming from paid traffic. And after spending over $250,000 on Google, they shut my ads off. I got an email from Google one lovely morning that said, "Dear Mr. Johnstone, thank you for all of the money that you've spent with us, but we're going to shut your advertisements off." Now, I hadn't done anything wrong. I hadn't violated any terms of service or anything weird like that. I was still on the up and up, but they were changing to this local search engine, and they wanted to go direct to the business owners. And my business at that time was direct lead generation. I would come in, generate the leads, and then sell those leads to the small businesses, and Google didn't like that business model, so they changed, and I changed along with them. But if I had stopped when I got overwhelmed, I would have just, I would have gotten back and gotten a job, stopped being an entrepreneur, whatever it is. But I didn't. I put my head down and I said, okay, Google wants local businesses to get local customers. How can I help them both come together and do that? And that's what we do today in our business, is we just simply help you understand Google's tools better and help you implement them if you want, or give them the roadmap so that you can go out and implement it on your own. Now, in figuring this stuff out, we've been able to generate traffic from Google for 4 years running organically now. And our clients get to benefit from that as well. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the technology, with the meta tags and the title tags and the image tags and the site maps, and you're thinking, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, it's okay. You do this work, you get over the technical hurdle, and optimizing your website really only takes one time of getting through that work. You get it done, and then you get to enjoy the benefits down the road from the work that you put in today, right? And that's what it's all about. So you've seen the case studies with some of the rankings throughout the webinar. You've seen the testimonials from our clients. Here's exactly what we did to generate those case studies. First, overhaul the website, and everybody's going to get access to the slides here from today. So you've got this list of what you need to do, and if you take us up on the free consultation at the end, we'll do this for you and generate the report and show you how you score on all these things and how to fix them. Now, once we overhaul the website, we fix the website, you need to start what's called a link building campaign. And if you think of a link, it's just another website on the internet that's not your domain, that's not your website, that has a link that points to your website. And Google uses that as one of the main factors to determine who the most popular website is in a local marketplace, and the most popular website that has the right website structure is traditionally the one that shows up in the #1 spot. So, very simply put, you just need to generate more links from other web properties to your website than your competitors, and you will technically, in most cases, outrank your competitors. Now, in order to get those backlinks and in order to show up in the 3-pack, you need a Google My Business page. So all of those businesses and the ratings and reviews that you see showing up in that 3-pack, those are all Google My Business pages that are being boosted by the website into that 3-pack ranking. So if you don't already have a Google My Business page, you have to get one of these. Excuse me. They're free. You can get them from google.com/business. You go through, fill out all your business information, fill out your website address, fill out your phone number, your email, all of the information as it exists in your business. Then you go out and do the same thing on Yahoo, smallbusiness.yahoo.com. You may see a page that takes you to a service called abaco.com. It's the same thing. Yahoo and Abaco have partnered together. I believe they charge a fee for their small business listing now. I think it's $19. It's definitely worth it because Google is then going to see you on Yahoo, and when they see you on another reputable site like that, they know that you are reputable in the local marketplace. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you're ranked or listed on Bing as well. So www.bingplaces.com to claim your local business directory on Bing as well. And that gets you featured on all 3 major search engines. They all talk to each other, and it helps you look good in the eyes of all 3. And that way, your business is listed in all 3 of the major search engines. Then you want to focus on your core contextual sites. So what this is doing is building backlinks from other online properties that Google sees as reputable that are going to point back to your site, because it's not just about links, it's about quality links. And the higher quality the site that links to you, the more juice you're going to get from that, and the faster or the better it will help you to rank and then maintain that rank long term. So you want to make sure that in your specific business you go out to all of the different review services. So if you're a dentist or a doctor, you want to go on webmd.com, right? If you're a lawyer, there's all kinds of different websites that are out there just to leave ratings and reviews on legal practices. You want to go to those services, sign up for them, and ultimately engage your clients and customers to leave you reviews on those services as well as your Google My Business page. You can also use Yelp. You can use Foursquare, any local associations that you're part of. The links that you have on the Chamber website helps with your SEO, and they are considered an authority in the space. And when you have your website linked on the Chamber website, and it points back to your website, that gives you a boost with your optimization. Running ads on Kijiji counts as a backlink from Kijiji. Same thing with Craigslist. You want to make sure that your Better Business Bureau profile is up to date and they have a live hyperlink that points back to your website. Yellow Pages, you don't have to pay for their advertisement. You can just go get listed in their free directory and you get a link from Yellow Pages back to your website. And again, the more of these links that you build on a monthly basis, the better your optimization is going to be, the more reputable you're going to be seen to Google. And when they have a client that wants to buy from you, when they see you as reputable through these links, they will show you to that local customer, right? Now, creating ongoing quality links is very important in your profile. Think of it like a conversation or a dialogue that you're having with Google on a monthly basis. They need to be able to see new monthly links that are showing up on your website and new content that's showing up on your website so that they know that you're still in business and you're still passionate about serving your customers. So to create local ongoing backlinks that are high quality, you can go to local news outlets, and any ads that you're running in a local news outlet or a local paper, make sure that they have a hyperlink within your advertisement that also gets posted on the website as part of your print campaign. Local charities, when you sign up or you make a donation to the charity, make sure that you fill out the part of the form that allows them to link to your website and give them a hyperlink. And all that means is that it starts with, rather than just saying www.yourwebsite.com, write out the http //www.yourwebsite.com. And that creates an active hyperlink that Google can see that will ultimately help you. Local schools and nonprofits, most of them have local business directories that you can get listed in. Again, your local associations, the local vendors that you do business, the local paper awards. All those are different high-quality, localized backlinks that will help you rank in your local marketplace. And this is an advanced strategy that I absolutely love. All you do is you go to Google and you type in area name business directory, so Kitchener business directory. Google will give you back all of the highest quality business directories that they pull their information from in Kitchener. And then all you do is visit each of those sites, go to the section of the website that has the free business directory listing, and make sure that your business is signed up with all of the information the exact same as it is on your Google My Business page and on your website as well. And in a reasonably short period of time, plugging away at this, if you set aside a half hour a day, or even a couple hours a week, if you do like an hour on a Monday and an hour on a Friday, very quickly you can build a very high quality local backlink network that your competition cannot touch. Yes, it's laborious. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it works to bring you a large volume of local customers, and it is absolutely worth the effort for the return that you get when you put in that little bit of time in order to get in front of those customers. Now, here's the hook. Your data needs to be perfect. The phone number, same on every listing. Address, same on every listing. Website, same on every listing. You've got to pay attention while you're doing this stuff, because if you make a spelling mistake or you have two different businesses and you're just like randomly putting the different business addresses in, you're not going to get any juice from this strategy. Google can't pick it up because remember, it's a robot. It doesn't think about this stuff. You have to give it the data perfectly. So that's it. You've got to overhaul your website, make sure that your content is structured properly. You've got to make sure that that content is actually being produced on your website on a monthly basis. And then when your keyword content is on your website, you drive links every month that points back to your website that shows Google that you are an authority in the space. So this one here, Vancouver Mortgage Broker. It is the most competitive mortgage space in Canada, and there's a ridiculous amount of money that is thrown at search engine optimization every month trying to take this #1 spot. And here we are with our client in that A ranking on the front page for Vancouver Mortgage Broker. And I'm not trying to brag. I know it comes off weird with me showing you the screenshots and testimonials and stuff. I'm not that type of guy. But it is important that you understand that when you put the work in, you're going to get the result. We do this all across North America. We have websites that are ranked in Silicon Valley. We have websites that are ranked in San Diego, San Francisco. We have like some of the top tech marketplaces in the world. And what you're learning here on this webinar, for the Kitchener Chamber is working all across North America to generate these results. So it's pretty cool. Now that you know how to rank on the front page, let's get you even more customers. And this ties into the ratings and reviews, because getting on the front page, like we said at the beginning of the presentation, isn't enough. You've got to get there and be the top rated option, because that generates the most amount of phone calls. So pretty simple brainstorming exercise. You don't need the fancy PDF. You can just take out a sheet of paper, put a line down the center. On the left-hand side, write down all your best past customers. These are customers of yours that, repeat buyers, people that have become friends, people that you know that beyond a shadow of a doubt will leave you a 5-star rating and review. And then on the right-hand side of the piece of paper, write down your vendors. Write down the people that are in your industry that will talk to how good you are at what you do, or the quality that you put into your business, or what it's like and why they recommend you. And the reason why we do that is because client testimonials get you one level of social proof and people saying, okay, I'm willing to do business with this because other people are doing business with them. But when you also get the industry reviews, it takes it to another level. And people read these reviews. They're very thorough and they're very important. And when they see the vendor whose products that you sell, or another partner that is in the same type of industry that recommends you, they go, wow, these people, their livelihood, their business is on the line by leaving this rating and review, and they've reviewed this company. That's amazing. To give you just kind of a little brainstorm there as to how that works, in the mortgage industry, we'll have realtors that recommend the mortgage professional and vice versa, right? So when somebody's reading the testimonials about the mortgage professional, they get to see a review from a real estate agent, and if they know that real estate agent in the marketplace, that basically closes the deal to going over to the mortgage professional. It's just like a referral, but they don't have to do any work. You go get the review one time, and it sits there on the front page of Google, churning out new qualified leads for you every day without you having to do any of the additional work. So yeah, there's work up front, but again, that end result is totally worth it. So once you brainstorm out all those people on that list, you're going to send them an email and then follow up with a phone call. And the email is very simple. I'm running a test right now in my business, wondering if you can help me out. Over the next 5 days, I'm seeing what's going to happen when I get perfect 5-star ratings and reviews each day. Can you take a couple of minutes and leave me a review? And that review goes on your Google My Business profile. And then if you have other profile sites that you're looking to build up as well, like Yelp or an industry site as well, you can just add that in there. And then you give them an example of what a perfect testimonial looks like. And my perfect testimonial layout goes like this. Here's where I was before I did business with the company. Here's what we did together, and here's what my life looks like now. So we just went through this exercise on Monday with a professional dog. I'm going to mess it up because I'm live, obviously, of course. So they're like a doggy daycare center, right? But they also have grooming services, and they sell products and services or whatever. So we went through this exercise with them on the phone, and they said, okay, before I had to drive 30 minutes out of my way to drop my dog off at somebody's house that I wasn't really 100% comfortable with, and I was having all kinds of behavioral issues with my dog at the end of the day. I started working with Doggy Daycare, or Dogtopia is the name of the company, and all of a sudden, my drive is only 5 minutes. My dogs actually get behavioral training while they're at the center. My dog is happier, I save more time, it's less expensive, and ultimately my dog is better fed and more happy at the center. And that would be an example of, here's where I was, having trouble with my dog, didn't like the provider. Here's what I did, switched to Dogtopia. Here's what my life is like now. It's amazing. My dog is happy and better, right? So whatever it is that you're doing in your business, we've done that for custom jewelry manufacturers, lawyers. You know, you can't guide somebody through that actual testimonial process, but if you give them an example of what a perfect review looks like, they can do it themselves, right? So you take that, you send it out, and then you customize the template and then follow up. Step number 5 is sending the email, which is the hardest part of the whole process. So we'll skip over the risk part and basically get into the Q&A here today. But basically, that's everything that you need. In an hour's time, a fully laid out internet marketing strategy for a small business that works, that will get you results. So your success steps, make sure you claim those core profiles on Google, Yahoo, MSN, Yelp, Foursquare, and all of those local directories. Make sure you do your local engine optimization by expanding that link building and that link directory every month, and make sure that your website is overhauled. And then once all that is done, engage in your social proof selling by getting more ratings, reviews, and testimonials than your competitors in your marketplace. Now, I realize we've been here for an hour, and we'll get into the Q&A in just a second, but I want to give you the link where you can go and get the free consultation with our team for that half-hour consultation. But an important review before we do that, the highest quality available clients right now are using Google. You do it yourself to look for products and services, and we all look, and you know, if you don't, that's okay. But most of us look at online ratings and reviews to make our purchase decisions. All we're doing is giving your clients the information that they need to choose you over your competitors and make a significant impact doing so. The second thing, when you take the right steps, you can get results. Again, just like we started with, this is not a difficult process. It's time-consuming, it's labor-intensive, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist in order to make this stuff work. You have all the steps that you need to get results. And then number 3 is when you show up on your local front page with more reviews than your competitors, you have an unfair advantage because Google is out there selling your services for you every day and actually finding the people with purchase intent to bring into your business for you, and you don't have to do any of the old complicated stuff that you used to have to do with online marketing to be able to figure that stuff out. Google's now just doing it for us, which is amazing, but this is a limited opportunity. You have to act now and stay consistent. There are, you know, I'm not the only person that's hyper competitive in this local space. We're generating some phenomenal results, But ultimately, there is going to be a lot of competition in this local marketing space because it's driving a lot of business. And the further that you can get ahead of your competition right now, the better it's going to be long term. So again, just think, what's going to happen to your business when you show up on the front page for the buyer keywords, when you show up with more ratings and reviews than your competitors, and you're one of the only professionals in your market capturing those mobile customers. So if you would like me and my team to lay out the process and do it for you potentially, go to cwjstone.com/analysis. That's cwjstone.com/analysis. And what will happen, you'll see a big green button over on the right-hand side there. Go there now and go ahead and click on that green button. That's cwjstone.com/analysis. And what you're signing up for is a free 30-minute consultation with one of our ranking specialists. We'll take your website and take it through all the tools that we covered on the website and give you a document. And it depends on the website, but it's anywhere from between 12 to 15 pages, and it'll show you what needs to be fixed and how to fix it so that you've got a step-by-step plan for how to implement this stuff on your own. Then at the end of the 30 minutes, if you say, hey, look, I get it, but I don't have time to do this, I just want the result, you can ask about our package. To give you a rough idea, our normal pricing, we charge $2,000 to overhaul your website and set the whole system up. And that's a one-time fee at the very beginning. And then our service is $1,500 per month. Now, we have a discount because of the chamber coming together with us. So that $2,000 upfront fee, we've discounted down to $1,500, and the $1,500 a month is dropped down to $1,000 a month. So you're getting $500 off the setup fee, and then you're getting $500 per month off the service. So it's $1,500 a month if you want to get started, and then $1,000 a month after that to basically become the top-rated company and getting in front of those Google things. And the reason why I tell you the price, I'm not pitching you on the service right now. What I'm doing is I just don't want you to get on the call, ask for it, and then go, whoa, what's going on? There's no bait and switch here or anything like that. The consultation is absolutely free. It's not a disguised sales pitch. It's a 100% teach you and train you how to do it. And then if you want to ask about the services at the end, great, you can do that. And now you know how much it costs with the discount. If not, that's great. We just wish you the best of luck, and we'll continue to answer your questions through our support panel as you're going through the process and help you out for free. So that is our offer here today, which I think is a pretty simple and nice way to go about potentially figuring out whether or not we're a good fit to work together. I almost forgot one thing that I should mention to that. We can only work with 2 businesses per category per marketplace. Most mortgage professionals, real estate professionals, and lawyers are sold out kind of across Canada. But if you're in another business in Kitchener, and we are sold out for mortgage brokers and lawyers in the Kitchener marketplace. But if you're outside of that, we only work with 2 professionals per market because we can only rank 2 people in each local marketplace. Kind of makes sense, right? So I just wanted to let you know about that as well. So with that, if it's okay, we will hop right into the Q&A. We'll skip over the testimonials here and just hop right into the Q&A. Are you there, Christine?
I'm here, yeah. Thanks very much, Chris. That was awesome. So I see that there's a couple questions people have written there. Did you see those?
So I cannot see them on my side because I'm not the moderator.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can grab those here.
So,
yes, unfortunately, no, I can't see those.
Okay, so Julie had her hand raised. I don't know, Julie, did you have a question? I think she maybe stepped away. Let me see here. Does anybody have a question? You can raise your hand and I will unmute you. No. So the questions were, I guess you just had asked earlier about for some people to write some. We had Rick Walker asked, let me see. Yeah, he's just discussing what they had built. Maybe I'll just take those questions and you can reach out to those people if that's okay with everybody. Other than that, I don't see anybody that has a question. Okay. Are you there, Chris?
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
No problem. Yes, I'm happy to answer any of those questions via email. If you just send them my way, I'm happy to help.
All right. Well, thanks very much. And if anybody has any questions, they can certainly reach out to Chris, or you can contact us here at the Chamber and we'll put you in touch. This and other past webinars are available on our website. Thanks very much for joining us today and have a great afternoon.